If you look back at the past year, AI didn't just change the tech industry, it changed everyday life. We've grown used to using AI to reply to emails, summarize meetings, manage schedules, search for information, solve unexpected problems. For more and more people, AI is no longer a nice-to-have feature. It has become everyday infrastructure, like the internet or GPS. And once technology reaches this stage, competition is no longer about who is smarter. It becomes about one question: who can become the layer you rely on every single day? The next step for AI assistance isn't the desktop. It's mobility today. Most people still interact with AI through computers, browsers, apps, but the real battlefield has already begun to shift. AI assistants are moving into three critical environments: smartphones, cars, personal, always-on devices. For example, Tesla has confirmed it will integrate Grok as its in-car AI. On the iPhone, Apple has confirmed that within Siri's AI architecture, Gemini handles everyday tasks. More complex generation and reasoning are handled by GPT. This isn't about which model is better. It's about which intelligence belongs at which layer. AI is moving into the phone itself, not just the cloud. The next major turning point isn't about models. It's about device capability. The industry is approaching a critical threshold. When smartphones can handle roughly 70 to 80% of everyday AI tasks locally, the cloud stops being the default and becomes a backup. What does that mean? It means that in the future, even without internet and emergency situations in highly privacy-sensitive contexts, your phone can still understand your voice, access local information, give you actionable guidance. For Tim Cook, this isn't a compute problem. It's a question of control and product philosophy. Why did OpenAI eventually cooperate? And why Apple couldn't choose only GPT? 1. ChatGPT's initial refusal to lower prices made sense. In the early phase of the AI boom, OpenAI stood in an extremely strong position. ChatGPT was almost synonymous with AI itself. It had the strongest user mindshare. It offered the most mature general-purpose LLM. At that stage, OpenAI had no reason to compromise or lower prices. Its moat looked deep and secure. 2. But the moat began to crack. When AI entered devices, what truly changed the landscape was this: AI no longer had a single access point. Smartphones formed their own AI ecosystems. Automakers adopted in-car AIOS vendors, and chip makers fought to control the front end. This leads to a hard truth. No matter how powerful the model is, if you don't control the access point, you risk being marginalized. For OpenAI, this was the warning sign that its moat could be bypassed. 3. Why OpenAI became willing to cooperate, even moving closer to Microsoft. In this context, OpenAI's strategy shifted, becoming more flexible in partnerships, embedding deeper into other systems, potentially fully aligning with Microsoft. This wasn't weakness. It was about ensuring OpenAI would not be excluded from the most important access points. 4. And Apple? You're right. Apple initially wanted GPT. From a pure capability standpoint, GPT is the most mature and versatile LLM on the market. It also has the strongest brand recognition among users. Apple clearly considered fully adopting GPT. But there's one line Apple never crosses. Apple never allows an external partner to become the sole brain of its core user experience. 5. Why Gemini couldn't be removed, only reassigned. For Apple, Gemini isn't there to be the strongest model. It's there to provide balance and replaceability. Gemini. First layer, everyday system tasks. GPT. High-level generation and reasoning add-on. This structure allows Apple to avoid being locked into a single model, preserve bargaining power, adjust the balance at any time in the future. 6. Could Siri eventually fully use GPT? Yes, it's possible, but only under one condition: When GPT no longer represents a pricing or dependency risk and becomes just one capability option among many, only then would Apple feel truly comfortable. Apple doesn't avoid GPT because it isn't good enough. Apple avoids any AI that could build an irreplaceable moat inside Siri.